Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Gonna make a little adjustment here. All right, let me see. Get this. That's better. Okay, let's see what happens here. Oh, wow, looks like we might have gotten some notifications out today. Zuchen's here and her own, and Spazdev and Chris. So Laris is in. There we go. All right, because yesterday when we played Fractured But Whole, that was as bad as far as lack of notifications as it ever gets around here. Now, in just a moment, when as we did get some notifications, a few of you guys get in here, we had that clip stream last time. After I ended the stream, 3 more clips had come in, and it was too late. I couldn't re-up the stream. So what I'm going to do is we're going to watch those clips together just to start off this stream. So the people that sponsored them, if they're not in the stream with us, at least they can go back and watch the replay of this and get to see them. Wolverine says, how do you deal with no notifications for mods? How do I deal with no notifications, period? There's nothing I can do. They don't care. We're playing Fractured But Whole. South Park Fractured But Whole was yesterday. No notifications went out for that one. Actually, we got several people in here. Let's do that, guys. Let's watch those 3 videos that were added after the stream ended. So again, at least if I hear from those people, I think Big Green, he's not in yet. Big Green is one of them. I can direct them to this video so they can see that their videos were watched. Hold on just a second. This one was requested by Jep22. It's just called Manly Yoga. Here we go, guys. Excuse me. Oh no. Oh, we made it all through that entire stream yesterday with not a single one of them being unable to be played remotely, and we only have 3 to do today, and one of them can't be played remote. Where were we when we had the stream, Kobe? In our living room. Hold on, let me get this set up so we can watch this one. Oh, let me remember how I have to do this. Okay. I'm so excited. Okay, hold on. Let me grab that page for you guys. I can't believe we made it all the way through that stream without one of them being unable to be played, and first one today. Let's see. So we need screen capture. All right, and there we go. It's the DISA one. Okay, guys. Oh, here it goes.
I'm so excited. It's yoga time. Only men invited. Don't be late or we'll suck your dick. That'll teach you, you dumbass bitch. Anyway, we partner up. Either
Manly
dick to
yoga,
dick or butt to
indeed.
butt, but not dick to butt, because that's fucking gay. And manly yoga is fucking straight.
Okay, that's pretty good. And manly yoga is fucking straight. All right, I like that. That was good. Hey, and Big Green's here just in time. Okay, hold on, Big Green. I think, let's see. I'm playing the 3 vids that came in late to the clip stream. I'm playing them now, so everybody can come back and see them. Yours is next. Perfect timing. This was from Big Green, and it says, it's called, I heard your porn addiction is strong. Okay, so we got to click that and go to the next one. Okay, it should be coming right up here.
I heard your porn addiction is strong. Let me find it.
Yeah, that would be me. Except, well, it would be me except for the fact that I have no desire to fight it. I know I can't win. Oh, no worries, Big Green. And with the delay, it's quite possible that, especially if somebody's putting in a request at the time, first of all, you have the delay, and then they may not even hear me saying, okay, I'm taking the pinned post down. So it's no big deal. I just want to make sure that everybody knows, that sponsored one knows I did watch them, and they can come to this stream to see the reaction to them. Okay, this last one. This came from Salad Man. There's only one thing worse than a rapist. I can't imagine what this is going to be then.
One thing worse than a rapist. Boom.
A child.
No, a child rapist. And what is worse than that?
Child.
A local child
Oh,
rapist.
yes.
How do you know there's a local child rapist?
LarkinGuardian.com.
All right, that was a good trio. That was good. Shit. Okay, well, now we're all caught up on those now. If the Big Green, you'll help me remember. You always do. If the any of those guys come in looking, in a future stream for that, for their sponsored clips, we'll know to send them back to this one, the Ask Me Anything one. Okay. Let me see now. Let's catch up. Lunatic BZ says, is yoga a sexual thing yet? Feels like it should be a thing. Well, you know how that goes, pal. Everything is. At some level or another, everything's been hit with the rule. Wolverine says, can confirm nothing worse than a child. Yeah. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, no, that's all set. Okay, I got it. I just missed one. Okay, Spazdev says it was just announced that KSI will be fighting Joe Fournier. Is that a pro boxer? Are you familiar with Joe as a boxer? Do you think KSI? I am not. I'll have to look into that though because I'm not actually familiar with him. Well, I got to restart that studio. It dropped way behind. There we go. Get that caught up. Kyle says, how do you feel about the live action Little Mermaid? I don't have any issues. I know a lot of people are upset because it's a black girl playing the Little Mermaid. I don't really care about that. I just don't get too enthused about Disney's live action because they've shown us no reason to get enthused about them, except for maybe Lion King. They've all been pretty bad. So no, I don't have any plans to watch it. It's one of those things that which never happens, I'm never sitting around doing nothing. But if I were sitting around doing nothing and had an opportunity, I might try it. But no, it doesn't interest me at all. Yeah, I agree with that too, Big Green. From the little bit of clips I've seen and stuff, he says what's more offensive about the movie is how bland it looks. And I did read that, just as Big Green said, a lot of people on the inside or that have seen it or know about it have been saying that it just lacks heart. But again, that's just other people's opinions, but that's what I've heard. Cyberspace says, are we going to see a Spaz Vlogs in the future? Well, I've started and I'm going to continue. I'm making a lot of, I guess you call them vlogs or commentary videos. Right now, what do we have up? Because you know me in titles. The Boogie versus Wings I posted earlier today. How I decided prison wasn't for me. Do you know the Booty Hole Man? Those are all well, kind of vlogs, kind of commentary vids, and those will not get pushed at the channel at all. There will be a very limited number of people that will see the notifications for those. So I'm just going to have to keep posting them and hoping that enough people see them. And what I might do is even start some streams where I might have little cash prizes for quizzes we take during the streams, and all the questions on the quiz excuse me, will be about details of the commentary videos. Might be a way to get some interest in them. I'm doing good, Rosalina. Wolfpaw says, do you think Russia will win? In my opinion, I think Russia will. The Ukrainians are using more ammo than NATO can replace. Well, it's always seemed from the get-go that if it did become indeed a war of attrition, that certainly Russia is in a stronger spot. I certainly didn't, and I don't think much of anybody believed the war was going to go on this long anyway, so who knows? And, you know, if we keep getting incidents like the Russian planes whacking one of our drones, this could, and not something I'm rooting for, but this could end up being more involved than just Russia and Ukraine. Wolverine says, oh, and Bylove said her dad has COVID. Oh, that sucks. We've been fortunate so far. My wife and I got it. Oh, not this past September, the September before. Yeah, because I got it for my 60th birthday. So it would have been 2021 in September. My wife and I both got it. Sucked. We were sick. But we haven't gotten it again. I've been fortunate. We've had it right in the house with us. Brax and his then girlfriend, now fiance, were staying with us. They were on break from school, and they both got it right in the house with us. And we've been around people that have had it and dodged it again. So Kyle says, did you hear about Dick Van Dyke got into a car accident? I hope he's okay. Is that what happened? Because I saw Kyle earlier, and I didn't think of this till you just mentioned him. I saw his name trending on social media earlier, and I was going to check into why, and I forgot. Oh, yeah. What is he, like 95 or so? Jeez, I hope he's okay. Not the chosen one says, what's the deal with airline food? You can't not hear that line. You can't read that line and not hear it. Oh, I don't need these anymore. In Seinfeld's voice. Just no way. I mean, what is it? The food is just not good. I've told you guys that story before. I was never a fan of Seinfeld's stand-up, which resulted in me missing out on a golden opportunity to get to meet him. Austin says, favorite flavor of ice cream, favorite soft drink, and when do you join wrestling? Wow, that's a lot of questions. Favorite flavor of ice cream? I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling on a given day. But if it's just basic, like soft serve, I like soft serve ice cream. I usually get the twist, the vanilla and chocolate twist thing, but chocolate a little more so. Favorite soda is Diet Pepsi. And your post is gone. I didn't remember what the last part of it was. You haven't gotten COVID yet? Big Green, that's cool. That's good. And who knows, so many people get it asymptomatically. You might have not even known it. Hi, Chrome. Willie says, who's your favorite anime antagonist? No way I could get it down to just one. That's why I'm not somebody good on those favorites things. Every once in a while, there's something that will stick out to me as the best I've seen, but it's rare. For the only instance I can think of where that comes into play is I do have a favorite arc, which is the Chimera Ant arc in Hunter x Hunter. But for the most part, yeah, I don't know how you narrow that down with all the great antagonists we've seen, even what we're watching right now with Kaido, and yeah. I'm not sure what you mean. Just saw the link on Discord. Looks like it went up without a problem. I'm not following. Like, what went up, Chroma? I'm not sure what you mean. Luis says the only symptom I had was I lost my sense of taste and smell. I ate a whole pizza and tasted dirt. Yeah, I did too, pal. I lost taste and smell. And unfortunately, we had other symptoms besides our symptoms. My wife and I were both like a really bad flu. I mean, the flu that just kicks the shit out of you. But yeah, that sucked more. I mean, I'm a fat guy. I want to taste my food. It didn't stop me from eating that shit, but I still wanted to taste it. Wolfpaw says, my family has been so freaked out, we've been stocking up on bottled water and food. Freaked out by what, Wolfpaw? The war, the Russia-Ukraine war? Wonder Boy says, COVID just gave me a temperature and sore legs. Isn't it weird how it affects everybody differently? Oh, gotcha. Okay, Chrome says the link to the stream. Last stream, the link didn't go up for 15 minutes. There's always something. Well, that last stream, that one yesterday, I had uploaded 3 vids already that day, and I still think that has a lot to do with it. They didn't do shit for notifications on that Fractured But Whole stream. Oh, will this read past Fuzzy Otterballs? Ah, that's too bad. I remember watching him play because I'm old. Lunatic BZ says, does Biden or Putin scare you more? In the grand scheme of international politics, they're both on that same scary level. Putin, because I think he's just somebody that's pushed into a corner and is about to get to having no fucks to give. And Biden, because I think he's losing it. Old Hunter Undle says, I missed the boss fight. The boss? Wolfpaw says, is Spaz Kid going to get married in Disney? They'd like to. They're looking into it because it is so expensive. But they would definitely like to. Whether or not it works out, we'll have to wait and see. Zuchen says, did you hear about Amanda Bynes walking outside on the streets naked? No, I didn't. Really? And usually I'm right up on naked news. Goddamn, I'll have to look that up. No, I didn't. What's going on with that? Is she doing a Britney Spears or something? Because Britney, we all know, can be a big load of bat shit. Spaz Dev says Joe Fournier is 9-0 as a pro. He lost an exhibition to David Hay by unanimous decision. He's a good boxer and KSI's hardest opponent. If KSI can KO him, he could reach the level of Jake Paul. I'll have to look him up. I'm not familiar with him. And Lost Stranger says, I just had COVID back during first outbreak in 2020. Just high fever and throwing up. Best birthday ever. Yeah, me too. That was me too. And I birthdays at my age are not a big deal to me. I felt more bad for my wife. First of all, she was sick. And second of all, because it was my 60th birthday and she had put together a whole bunch of stuff she wanted to do and everything. And so I felt bad for her. Mars out of Chainsaw Man's all done over at the Goosh. There's no interest in it here at YouTube. All the episodes are up over at the Goosh, but no, there's just zero interest here. Excuse me. Wolverine says, if we can ask anything, are we invited to the wedding? I'm going to say with what it's going to cost the kids per guest, especially if they did do Disney, I'm going to say no, they won't be just throwing out just general blanket invitations. Zuchen says Amanda Bynes has mental issues since acting in Nickelodeon because of Dan Schneider, and she even called the police on herself. Really? I didn't know all this. Oh, that's too bad. I wondered what possesses someone to just, go around walking the streets naked. I mean, not that I would have a problem with it. As the rest of the world would, which is the only reason I don't. Fuzzy Otterball says naked news is an actual thing in Canada. The female cast members are naked reading the news. I remember that. That used to be on Otterballs. It might be the same thing. It might have been a Canadian production. I think it was HBO. One of the pay services, this is years ago, actually had the Naked News. It's probably the same thing, right? It probably was a Canadian production and still goes on. Because now that we talk about it, I remember that. Yeah, there was some quality nudity. Hunter says, I'm only interested in Rule 34. The most interesting of all the rules, without a doubt. Wolfpaw says, if dual disc became a real thing, would you be interested in actually playing dual? You're talking about, as in Tron discs? Is that what you mean? Chrome says, so ask you anything. Any luck on the hunt for the Switch? Just got over a week to April. Not yet, but to be honest, I haven't gotten a chance to look again since we last talked about it. But no, I haven't yet. I'm hoping I didn't. Right behind me here is like an attic area. I've got some totes in there. I'm hoping I wasn't dumb enough to put it in there because it gets extremely hot in the winter and cold. Well, it doesn't get that cold here, but gets cold or extremely hot in the summer and gets cold in the winter. And so I try to keep anything, it's storage, but I try and keep anything that's temperature sensitive out of there. So I'm hoping I didn't put it in there. Lee says we've been checking out CJ DeChamp's other videos. He does individual videos about characters. Like everything else, it depends on people's reactions to it. If a lot of people are watching it and seem to be enjoying them, then yeah. If not, I might check them out, but I just, then they're not something I post. No, Wolfpaw says, did you hear Johnny Depp is thinking of going back to Pirates of the Caribbean? Has Disney stopped being a dick about it? Are they offering it back to him? Because that'd be awesome. Chrome says the Switch is thankfully pretty robust when it comes to cold. Scotland gets super cold, and I've had no issues so far with mine. That's good to know, because I wonder if it is in there. Boy, there's a bunch of totes in there that would be buried. Oh, the children's card game. Would I play? I don't know enough about it. Have I watched Close Enough? No, actually, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Is it a movie? Old Hunter says, you think Papa Franco will ever come back to doing comedy videos? No, I don't think so. Just based, I don't know him, but just based on what he said, I think he's done. And besides, think about it. In today's YouTube, there would be no sense in him coming back. They will at least demonetize. His channel would be immediately demonetized. And they're going to take down a lot of what he does anyway. There'd be no sense. If he was going to do that type of content, there's no sense in coming here. And Zuchen says Amanda is currently being put on psychiatric hold. That's too bad. That's really too bad. Big Green says, yeah, same here, Curtis. At most, I played one of the Game Boy Yu-Gi-Oh games. Yeah, I wouldn't even begin. I wouldn't even know where to start in dual discs. I agree, Spaz Dev. He says Papa Frank left at the right time. He left a hero and a legend, a deserving one. Yeah, and again, as I say, why come back now? They're not going to let him post anything. YouTube is just. We all know what YouTube's become. Oh, okay. Ashley says, I'm referring to the cartoon that's from the same creator of Regular Show. Oh, I did see, no, I haven't seen it, but I did see previews for that because as soon as you see the animation, you knew it was from the same people that brought Regular Show because the animation was so familiar. But no, I haven't seen it yet. Excuse me. Chrome says, you'd have to ask Spaz Kid. He played Yu-Gi-Oh, didn't he? I don't know that he ever got into playing the card game. He collected the cards. But I'd have to check with him. If he did, it was very briefly. He liked collecting. And he still likes collecting different things. But he was never a big, Pokemon card player or a Yu-Gi-Oh card player. He might know some of the rules. I don't know. But he was more into just collecting the cards. Pancake says, Curtis, were you an All in the Family man? Oh, sure. We all were back then. Of course, back then, you only had 3 channels. So your choices were limited. But yeah, that was a classic series. Big Green says, I did collect the cards too, but I maybe played only one children's card game or two. Yeah, I think that's where, Big Green, I think that's just where Spaz Kid resides with it as well. Because I know he did collect the cards for a while, but I don't think he ever got into actually playing the game. Hi, Rick. And Wolfhouse says, don't make me activate the seal of Orcamlos. Orcamlos? Hunter says, never played a card game in my life. Well, I've played lots of card games, but, well, and again, just goes towards being old. And when I was a kid, there wasn't a whole hell of a lot to do. So, yeah, that would be our family thing. We'd all sit around and play different card games. I probably don't even remember the rules of many of them. I haven't played in decades. Rosalina says, I'm headed to another Yu-Gi-Oh tourney this week. So, still playing the children's card game. Nothing wrong with that. You guys know, I've always said, that's one of the best pieces of advice I could give is don't stop loving what you love. Don't think you can't enjoy something because you've gotten older. That's the worst. Or let people tell you, oh, aren't you a little old for that? Not if you enjoy it. That's why I never stopped liking cartoons. I don't give a shit what anybody said. I like cartoons. They make me laugh. Rick Does Paranormal says, I summoned the Blue Eyes White Dragon. I do remember going on some rather expensive hunts for Blue Eyes White Dragon cards. I remember that distinctly. Austin says, what was your most embarrassing moment from high school? As I said, embarrassing moments, it's tough for me to come up with because I really don't get embarrassed. I mean, I'm sure I have in my life, but for it to stick out and being embarrassed isn't traumatic enough for me for it to stick out to me. Yeah, I can't even come up with an embarrassing moment, let alone a most embarrassing one. I don't get embarrassed easy. Chrome says 4 more days and Boruto Part 1 finally ends. Given what's happening in the manga, Boruto ends with reality being rewritten. So Boruto is the villain who killed Naruto and he loses an eye and dies. That sounds really convoluted. Really weird. Fuzzy Otterball says, I remember last year Twitter tried to get Carol O'Connor canceled for being racist. They were 20 years too late and the man was far from a racist. No, Carol O'Connor was very liberal in real life. And Twitter's just such an absolute shithole. There's, anything that comes from Twitter is just drivel, garbage. Chrome says, well, let's rephrase that. And what was the worst time you've ever embarrassed someone? I say I never went out of my way to do that. I told you guys, the only thing I really did in school to get in any type of trouble was fighting and being a wise guy. Just because if I learned early on, and I've said this to you guys before, that if something is funny, I'm going to say it even if I get in trouble for it because it's going to make somebody laugh. So that was really the only times I acted out or anything in school. So the most embarrassing thing I inflicted on someone would probably be a fight I won, maybe. I don't know. Rick says, I stay off the Twitterverse. Yeah, you're better off. You're way better off. I did see, speaking of Twitter, though, I saw it on here. Now, I mean, what a mess. Our political system is just filled with miscreants. I guess Trump didn't get arrested today because the from what I read, the last witness to the grand jury there stated that the DA in New York suppressed like 600 pages of related documents to try and get the grand jury recommendation. So if that's true, I mean, this is just, I don't know how we make it stop. Everybody is so criminal on both sides. You know, whatever it takes to get the other team, nobody has any regard for the law, rules, decorum, anything anymore. Rosalina says, "Oh, Curtis, did you see Sneako's abysmal response to Critical?" Yeah, in that one, Rosalina, Sneako should probably just shut up because Critical just owns him every time he opens his mouth anyway. Not that it's that hard to do with the way this stupid shit Sneako talks, but yeah, Charlie wins those exchanges rather handily. Surf says, "Have you seen the World Baseball Classic final?" I haven't. I know what's going on. The one-on-one between Trout and Ohtani at the bottom of the ninth is legendary. I'll have to look that up. No, I haven't. I knew the tournament was going, but no, I haven't seen a lot from it. Excuse me. Chrome says, "At this point, Biden's admin is basically writing Trump's campaign speeches for 2024. DeSantis is making a fool of himself as well, by the way, his neocon roots are showing." Well, that's he's made his stance now, DeSantis, as far as with this whole thing with the indictment, the potential indictment. He could have either stood up for Trump or he could have washed his hands to Trump, and he washed his hands to him. Now we'll see how that plays out. That will probably attract him a lot more people in the middle, right-leaning, even some left-leaning, but it will hurt him certainly with the hardcore Trump supporters. Lunatic says, "With the bank run going on, have you pulled your money out of the banks?" No, I don't. I think they've got a handle on it to where it's not going to be an extreme situation. Spazdev said, "Did you play any sports in high school?" Yes, I played football in high school, but that's it. I played baseball, played 1 year of basketball, played some football. Yep. What's this? Vinicius says, "Please acknowledge my request to react to the Cleveland show." Okay, I'll acknowledge it. I'm not reacting to the Cleveland show. You've been acknowledged. Chrome says, "DeSantis' poll numbers are plummeting now, by the way." Well, I see that's been all over the board, though. You guys know me. I'm a big numbers person. I like stats and numbers. So I watch the polls. They're all over. None of them have, I will give you that, none of them have DeSantis with a large lead. It goes anywhere from Trump having a monstrous lead to DeSantis having a very slim lead. But it's so early, that's why. Chrome says, "Look, as long as you got less than $250K in any one financial institution," right? That's the amount that it's insured up to, right? You should be okay. From what I understand, U.S. law, banking chaos isn't over. It may not be, but I think that actually the Fed actually does have a handle on it. They saw it coming, and they do have a strong handle on it, I believe. Austin says, "I love bowling. What about you?" I always like bowling. I haven't gone much at all. Well, Spaz Kid bowled on his high school team all 4 years of high school. And so that would have been the last time I was bowling, because at practices and stuff, I'd get in there and bowl with the kids. But that's been the last time. Da Vinci says, "What's the story behind the thumbnail?" Don't know. What thumbnail did I post? I have no idea. Hold on, guys. I don't remember what thumbnail I put on this one. Oh, that was just one of my last matches. We had just the guy in black on the ground there is my pal Max Scott, and we had just won tag match. I'd come out of retirement to do that one. That was the guy in the red. That was the last time I gorilla pressed anybody out of the ring. Gotten too old for that shit now. I have that on video somewhere, tossing him to the floor. Willie says, I'm not the biggest Trump hater, but I hope he doesn't run again. He's too controversial even amongst Republicans. I do think in the general, I think that DeSantis would have a better chance of beating Biden. I do, however, think it's going to be very difficult for DeSantis to beat Trump in the primaries. Hunter says, do you miss the old YouTube days? Sure, absolutely. Yeah, back in the old days when they actually just would let the let the market dictate. In other words, we would make videos and you guys would decide if you wanted to watch them or not. Yes, much preferred those days. Now YouTube needs to get ahead of everything. Well, this might hurt it. And the thing that kills me is the ridiculous things that they demonetize for, when that exact same type of content is played on primetime network TV, and they aren't hurting for advertisers. It amazes me. Suchen says, I think there's another former Nickelodeon actor, Alexa Nicholas, who stood outside the company with a sign a few months trying to expose them, saying they have predators working there. Wow. See, I didn't realize all this was going on. I completely missed this. That's really unfortunate. Big Green says, who doesn't miss the old YouTube days? Yeah. Then again, how far back are we talking? I prefer the not Google YouTube days. Sure. 100%, without a doubt. Yeah, it really is. It's too bad what's happened to it all. And that's what made it fun. I mean, you could just post whatever you wanted, and you know, outside of something illegal like calling for violence against another group or something, you could do whatever you wanted to do, and then let the audience decide. You know, if people wanted to watch it, they'd watch it. If they didn't, they wouldn't watch it. If they really hated it, they wouldn't watch it in big numbers, and nobody'd pay attention to your channel. That's all. I don't know. Chrome says, by the way, it's been confirmed that Rurouni Kenshin's reboot starts July. A lot of defenders of the author are coming out of the woodwork again, saying he didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. Well, that still comes down to me, and everybody's got to make their own individual choice as to whether they want to separate the artist from the creation. But to deny that the artist did the heinous thing is just ridiculous. Philip says, honestly, I wish your anime reactions had started closer to those good old days of YouTube. You and me both, brother. You and me both. Let me ask you guys that too, because I am going to be doing that. I'm glad you guys brought this stuff up, because that's a direction I really like the channel to go in. I really like making the commentary videos and the vlog style videos, and I've been doing it over the past few days. And you guys probably wouldn't know right offhand. It's a small sample size. But of those 3 videos that I posted over the last few days, for those of you in here, that would be the one I posted today, Boogie versus Wings. How I decided prison wasn't for me was yesterday. And the day before was, do you know the Booty Hole Man? Do you guys remember if you got notified on any or all of those? And if you did or didn't, does that vary a lot from any other videos I post? Well, let's say the most popular ones. Does that vary from the Family Guy Try Not to Laugh, for instance? Because it kind of gives me an idea of what I'm up against and trying to get traction with those types of videos, but I really enjoy those. I did hear Ash from Pokemon is leaving. Yeah. Yep. Oh, okay, cool. Jack says, I got notified for all of them. I usually do with your vids in fairness despite jokes. Cool. That's good to know. Chrome got one on Boogie versus Wings. Can't remember the rest. But never good for Family Guy and Archer. Now that is interesting. Big Green got it on the Boogie video. And Philip got notified too. Huh. That's interesting. Thanks, guys. I wonder, because I always try and figure out how the little algorithm works. And I'm wondering if, because with you guys, you guys are all obviously have been with me for a long time, and you guys are here in the streams and everything like that. I wonder if that has anything to do with it, as opposed to the people who are here, just for one specific thing. We got a lot of people who just enjoy the try not to laughs or something. That's interesting. You are only notified for the prison one and always get them for Family Guy. Okay, thanks, Shelby. You do get notifications, Rick. Now, Rick, do you get notifications on the streams too then? Because it's unusual to find anybody that gets, notified of everything. Wonder Boy says, I always separate artists from creation. Still think R. Kelly is a great artist. Yeah, I'll tell you then, it's sad as it is to say, nowadays, if you want to have favorite creators in whatever medium, you almost have to be able to separate, because it seems like everybody gets in trouble at some point. You did get notified. And Willie's notified for most of it. That's actually good to know. That makes me feel good. Oh, good. Okay, that's actually surprising to me. Well, that's good then, too. Now, let me ask you guys another question then. On those vlog style or commentary videos, do you prefer one type over the other? It'll always be both. But do you prefer the ones where I relate personal stories more? Or do you prefer the ones where I just talk about something that's going on more? You could go back to like the one that was, what the hell is a Sneeko? That would be more of a commentary video, as opposed to the how I decided I didn't want to go to prison would be more of a personal story video. Jack says I prefer topless. Rick says I do. I just work because I never know what to say. Oh no, that's fine, Rick. I appreciate you, giving input so I know. You like the personal stories? Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you stay in life. And topless, yes. Chrome likes the personal ones. I didn't get notification for the stream. I only saw it because I just happened to look at the red ring around your channel. Gotcha, Wolfpaw. I will say this. One thing I can say, typically it seems YouTube has always been good to us in one regard. They're not good at sending notifications out on the streams. However, they are good about recommending the stream, and the analytics back that up. Isn't that weird? Like, they won't bother to send notifications to people who ask to be notified, but once we start streaming, we show up on the sidebar of a lot of people who have ever watched anything we've done. So I don't know how that works. Chrome says topless. Use the wig as the top like in animes. And Philip says depends on the mood I'm in. That makes sense. Wolf Paul likes well. Well, that's good to know. Because, again, that's something I would really like to... Now, I won't just halt and change the direction of the channel, of course. But that's something I'm going to be putting a lot into. Speaking of changing direction, though, just so you guys know, going forward, the podcast episodes are going to be 100% here. I misunderstood exactly what YouTube was doing with podcasts. I thought it was just another section of basically of a playlist, but they actually have a podcast section for us. So with the podcast, I've been promoting it in traditional means. On the podcast servers, I'm just going to do podcast episodes here at YouTube. So as you saw the other ones, we would sit and chat for a while and then start the podcast portion and then, kill that part and chat some more. The whole episode will be the podcast now. And it'll just be anybody that wants to listen to the podcast, it'll have its own place here at the channel. Wonder Boy says, I think that as users of YouTube, we should organize a massive event gathering millions or even 1 billion people to not use YouTube for a day to let them know how bad they're doing. Yeah, And the thing of it is, Wonder Boy, I completely get where you're coming from. It wouldn't do anything. Google would be like, oh, going to have to absorb that loss, and then they'd move on. And they know people are going to, as with most things, pretty much everything at Google, other than the original search engine, Google obviously had no hand in creating YouTube. They just buy successful stuff and make it worse. That's been their history. So they wouldn't care. Excuse me. Sir says, I can't help but notice the funny word on your shirt, Cox. Yeah. Yeah, it's a. So I just picked up this Kakashi shirt. Does it say on it? I don't remember. We were just in a store. I don't remember which one. But anytime I see an anime shirt that's like on sale, and this was marked way down, I was like, yep, gotta have that. I don't give a shit what anime it is if they're gonna sell it to me cheap. I heard about the new Google AI Chrome. I haven't experimented with it yet or anything. As a matter of fact, I got an email from Google saying, hey, you can come test out our new, whatever they're calling it. But I haven't even bothered with it yet. Big Banis, you don't like YouTube because you ain't successful. Well, Banis, we can't all be you. I mean, obviously you're far exceeding anything anyone would ever imagined, which actually might be true. Your parents might have known you were a loser from the start, so you might be. Wolfpaw says, are we going to keep reacting to Family Guy and South Park? Did you hear there was shooting at YouTube HQ? A recent one? I heard about the one months ago. No, there wasn't another recent one, was there? Yeah, no, there's nothing. Like I say, when I talk about doing those commentary videos or vlog videos, that's just in addition to other things. Have you heard about prostitute Mickey getting arrested, Alzy says? No, Mickey's above the law, man. They can't come after prostitute Mickey. Yeah, there was a shooting years ago. Does anybody remember what the hell that was over? I don't remember why the person was disgruntled, but took some shots into the YouTube building. Ferret Lover says, what's your opinion on Donald Trump being arrested? Well, he hasn't been yet, Ferret Lover. We're just finding out now. I mentioned it just happened before I started the stream that I guess there were some issues with the way the DA went about withholding evidence from his grand jury. So it's kind of up in the air what's going to happen with that. Big Bana says, personal insults. Dude, you're like 65. Right, 65, and I just owned your ass. Hey, listen, you can be any age and still recognize a loser when you see one. Dude, you're outing yourself as one. You come on to the chat section of a YouTube live stream, hiding behind anonymity to try and talk some sort of big game. You're the stuff that exists only underneath rocks. I mean, you're just garbage, dude. That's all there is to it. It's a fact. It's not an opinion. Wolverine, you're still stream boss? Yes, you are. Excuse me. Yes, you are sad, Banus. I agree. Big Banus like golden sidekick. Chrome says, was a vegan YouTuber who blamed YouTube for their vids being censored. She was Iranian, I think, and really odd. Yeah, I remember she was nuts. Yeah, but I hadn't heard about anything since then. Yeah, did you see that? I saw those two. Milog says, Trump arrested. I just saw those AI images of him being arrested earlier today. Yeah, I saw those too. They're actually pretty funny. They're actually pretty funny, you have to admit. But now I guess we don't know what's going to happen with it. Because initially it was Tuesday, but then they said it was going to be today. But then that DA, I guess, excused the grand jury today. And the reports we're getting, at least the earlier reports are, it's because that last witness said that there was like 600 pages of exculpatory evidence withheld. If that's the case, well, I have not seen the Peter Pan trailer. No, I haven't. Big Banus? You make a living watching children's shows. Yeah, at least and I do. I make a living, Banus. That's more than you can say. I know, and your jealousy is obvious, but why do you come here needing attention? You see, that's what people like this don't even understand, is what they actually reveal about themselves. If you're in here to cry, whine, and complain and look for attention, I know it's my fault for giving it to you. You're telling us what your life is like. And it's garbage. It's simple. It's not somebody, and that's where people live in an alternate reality. It's not somebody being mean to you. It's an honest appraisal. It's a real thing. Everybody else sees it. You don't. Ferret Lover says, I just don't like an American 9 times out of 10 people with fame and riches get away with everything. That's why I like when Kristen's wife got arrested for tax fraud. Oh, Chrisley? Yeah. Oh, you're not wrong. I mean, it's played out over and over in America that, yes, if you have the right money and as an extension of that, the right connections, you live by a different set of rules. There's no doubt. Chrome says, got to share this with you. This is Google's new AI to compete with Bing in action. Okay, hold on. Let me check Chrome's link real quick. And all I'm going to say is that your jobs are safe. If I'm going 8 miles an hour, how many hours will it take for me to go 8 miles? What? 12 and a half miles. Oh, yeah. We're safe. The AI is not on the verge of taking over right now anyway. That's good. GFMC says, I love that in the Dragon Ball superhero manga, Pan inspires to be a superhero. They're already building her up in a way from GT Pan. It's awesome. Yeah, now the last I had heard, who was it? They said going forward, it's really concentrating on Pan and was it Piccolo? Who is really a center of attention? I don't even remember the details. I just remember reading about that from things that manga readers have said. Yeah, but I think that's cool. You know, giving Pan some pop, the next generation. Let's see. Take those same chances in North Korea. You know, I don't know what you mean, Ferret Lover. We get talking about so many different topics. I get lost. Let me see. Michael says, Curtis, will you ever get a wig of long ginger locks? Well, I actually started shaving my head because I have long ginger locks. My hair grows in so freaking thick, and I always hated it. And especially this, when you have a giant mutant head to begin with, and then your hair grows in super thick, it looks freaky, extra freaky. So that's why I started shaving my head, and then I ended up really liking it for the wrestling gimmick and all, and so I just stayed with it. But yeah, I could still grow in long hair because I know how it comes in when I don't shave it for a couple days. I don't know how much red it would be. When I was a kid, it was like orange. When I started shaving, it was a darker red, but I don't know how much of it would just be silver now. Excuse me. Chrome says, DBS superheroes movie focused on Pan and Piccolo. That's what I thought I'd heard. The current manga arc is adapting the movie. I actually really love the movie. Can't wait for the Blu-ray in July. Oh, cool. That's what I thought. I thought I'd been told it was Pan and Piccolo. Oh, I see Big Bennis got a message lead again. Yeah, we'll just, like I say, Vanison, sorry, you're gonna have to go get rejected in real life again. We really just don't have the time or the patience to be the something in your life that you're missing. Your life's not going anywhere anyway. Just go ahead and give up. Madman says, how did you used to deal with hecklers when you were doing stand-up? I would handle them direct. I used to like hecklers, actually. It's fun to get ripping on people back and forth. And it depended, too, because some people... See, I liked working with the audience. And so I didn't always have as broad a term for hecklers. If somebody's a little drunk and they're speaking loudly things that have to do with what the overall conversation is, I don't consider that necessarily a heckler. A lot of times they were fun. Now, if somebody came in just trying to be disruptive or something, that was different. Then I would go at them. But again, I had a different take on what exactly constitutes a heckler, I guess. More like Big Anus because he drops the soap. Johnny says Big Anus's parents change the subject when their friends bring them up. And Wolfpaw says you're going to see the new Mario movie. Now I want to. I had mentioned before when they first announced it and I saw the first details, I was like, whatever. But now having seen the trailers, that looks good. My wife watched one of the trailers with me. I think I can even get her to go with me. It does. It looks good. I'm hoping. I got my fingers crossed. It's going to be good. Alzy says, now, Curtis, I have a bald granddad, and going bald for him didn't matter mentally to you. Did it affect your self-esteem? Oh, Alzy, I'm not bald at all. My head is just shaven. I have a little bald spot back here in the back of my head. That's partially bald spot and partially where hair doesn't grow because of scars. But no, I have to shave at least every other day or it already starts to itch. My hair grows right in. Like I say, I started shaving it because it was so thick. Nope, I could grow hair out. I just don't like it. Shelby says, did you see the new Puss in Boots? I didn't, and everybody says it's amazing. Spaz Kid, him and his fiance went. And I guess he went, just because, hey, it was, they wanted to go to the movies and it was on. He said it was great. And everybody here that I've talked to, and you guys are, excuse me, you guys are basically what I base my predispositions towards movies and stuff on. Everybody here that's seen it has liked it. Everybody's saying it's cool. Jack says chicks dig scars. I got a bunch of them on the back of my head from chair shots gone wrong. That's mostly what it is. Get a chair shot where somebody doesn't hold the legs and it sandwiches you, or a couple times my head blew through the seat of the chair and it came around, got me. One time my buddy Dave missed a little. I was down on all fours in the crowd. We were doing a hardcore match and he went to hit me across the back with a chair and I got the back of my head. So there's a lot of scar tissue there. It does look funny, Michael. It really does. Again, when I first heard about it, I was like, yeah, whatever. But boy, I kind of want to see it now. Chrome says, I'm hyped for the Mario film, and it sounds like it's just a start as well. They're talking about potential future projects as well, and Nintendo set up a studio called Nintendo Pictures. Very cool. Wow, very cool. Mortem says, would you do a Seamus look, Curtis? I couldn't be bothered to put that much time into my hair to get all spiked up and everything like he does. Willie says, I hope it's good so they'll make a Metroid movie. That's the dream. Oh, you like Metroid, do you? I played Metroid early on. It was never one of my favorites. Jeez, I haven't played that since a real early iteration of it. Jack Queen says, you were down on all fours in front of a crowd. Is it Thursday already? Jack, I don't have, it doesn't have to be a special day of the week for me for that. You know that. You get to be my age. You can't pass up any opportunity to be down on all fours in front of a crowd. If the opportunity arises, I'm there. You should grow out a mullet, Allie says. Oh, that would be pretty horrible. That's pretty good. Wolverine says, are you a canon? Bitches love cannons, no homo. I tell you though, every time we hear that quote, it just brings me right back to my girl Saris. Oh, love that character. Sheamus is going to WrestleMania. Yeah, Philip. Speaking of rises, my desk seems to be levitating, Jack says. Mortem says, do a skullet. Where's she at? Oh, that would be horrific. Oh, yeah. I can't even imagine. Oh. Farrah Lover says McDonald's is making a Michael Jackson burger. A 50-year-old meat on a 12-year-old bun. Jesus. Oh, that's awful. Alizé, what are your thoughts on the Irish? You mean, Notre Dame football? Things are shaping up good. I mean, what's the kid's name? The quarterback who transferred in, Sam Hartman. Sam Hartman can sling it. He can spin it. If the defense should be good, the backfield is good, the offensive line should be amazing. If we get receivers to step up and the tight ends can plug some of the big hole Michael Mayer leaves, could be a really good year. Willie says, Saris is the reason you'll never convince me the live-action Helsing will be good. They won't do it right. Oh, and that would be such a shame. I would be so disappointed if they messed up Saris. Hi, MT. From Norway. Very nice. Oh, you meant people. Okay, I didn't know because I'm a Notre Dame fan, so a lot of times everybody asks me about the Irish. I certainly don't have a problem with Irish people. We have a little... Spaz Kid did a thing in high school, traced our lineage back as far as he could. And I knew we had Celtic region. We have a little Irish. I forgot what it all came out. A little bit of everything from that area. A little bit of Irish, a little bit of Scottish, some English. Jack says, really can't match Saris. I'm already livid about Nami in One Piece live action, and she's cute as fuck. Yeah, Saris is just... Well, you guys know that's, again, I'm not one that's prone to being able to pick favorites, but she's been top of my waifu list since I watched the abridged. Oh, so good. Chrome says, by the way, Biden just gave the National Humanities Medal to Velma's creator for empowering a new generation of storytellers. Bad storytellers? She just empowered everybody to make flops that everybody hated. I mean, and had nothing to do with colors or anything, or it just had to do with it sucked. Jesus Christ. Wolfpaw says, what do you think about us trading Griner for the Russian arms dealer? I wasn't a big proponent of it. I mean, only because she'd been over there many times. She knows what their laws are like. Why would she be caught with that paraphernalia? And the thing that gets me is if it was a run-of-the-mill American, you wouldn't even hear about it. And if you did, people would be like, well, that's what you get. But because she was an athlete, it's like, oh, we have to get her back? I don't know. I don't care that she's back, but I wouldn't have gone out of my way. It's like, don't do stupid shit. Ferret Lover says, how's your daughter, Curtis? She's saying bad things and getting Chinese. Oh, yeah. Well, see, now with me having found, we're having Chinese today, having a taste for Chinese food, well, one for beef fried rice anyway, she gets it even more often. Because now when I get it, I get more than I want, so she can have it with us as well. Because we have, with her disabilities, we have to grind everything up for her. And that's one of the foods that grinds up well. Oh, I got to go, guys. Hey, this is a fun stream. The Ask Me Anything ones always are. I will try and keep streaming as regularly as possible, and I will get another one of those Make Me Laugh, Win $10 ones, because I promised we'd do another because so many people, I wasn't able to get to them. And again, if anybody came through, if you were one of the ones that had sponsored a clip in that last video clip stream, it was Big Green was here, he saw, but there were two other people that sponsored clips after the stream had ended. Those clips are watched at the beginning of this video. So if you just let it post to the channel or just rewind right now, you can see those. But yeah, thanks guys for hanging out with me. This was, as it always is, a lot of fun, and I certainly will talk to you guys really soon.